Yesterday, the market crashed because of the chip sector, and I think that this can happen again tomorrow morning. And who's number one in chips? It's NVDA. Okay, today's 3% rally, it was even almost 4% today, can be very, very much disrupted tomorrow morning, and I will tell you why. First of all, as you remember yesterday, we had a flash crash, so to say, right? So the stock of NVIDIA was at 138 and then suddenly at 130, right? And this was like a couple of minutes. So the issue currently is that we are at all-time highs, okay? The S&P 500 is all-time high levels. NVIDIA also close to all-time highs. So everything is priced to perfection. So then came suddenly as an accident, because earnings numbers got released a little bit earlier by ASML, this huge dump, okay? And this was like even 7% in just a couple of minutes. So ASML is a Netherlands company, and they are producing the biggest, or they are producer of the biggest machines and the best machines out there to produce chips. And obviously, if you're looking into how many chips are produced and how is the demand for those AI chips, then you obviously look into those companies that create this equipment. And they actually guided down, okay? So they said like they actually will not achieve their sales outlook that they thought that you can. And the Wall Street expected much, much more. And this is actually much less in the next upcoming 12 months. So this was not nicely seen in Wall Street, and that's why you can see that ASML actually was down yesterday tremendously and today as well. Let us just look into it right now. So we are down about 17% in the last 5 days. Okay, so we were just before the accident happened, it was like 867, and today it's 680. Okay, so $200 drop here. So you can see that there's a lot of opportunities out there where you can actually foresee something that to catch those big expectations by Wall Street on NVIDIA, on the big chip sector. You have to, the earnings need to be tremendous. And before we see NVIDIA earnings, we will see, earnings by ASML, and tomorrow by TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest producer of chips. And that's why you can actually anticipate it, and you will have reactions on the whole sector by how good those earnings are. Okay, so two ways that this can play out. Number one, you will see that TSM, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with them, they are producing chips for, Apple. They are producing, many chips for NVIDIA as well, so you can see here not much move in the last couple of 5 days. A little bit of gain, obviously, the last couple of months, obviously, right? But the most important here is that the numbers are coming out tomorrow morning, okay, because they're in Taiwan, so they release the numbers in the morning. So we will have them before market opens tomorrow. So we will have an immediate reaction, and that's why you actually see, after this huge run on NVIDIA, you actually see that the market is selling off NVIDIA towards the end a little bit. Okay, there's still some strengths. We talked about coin the other day. If you follow my videos, if you don't know who I am, by the way, my name is Danny, and I invested all my life savings into Tesla stock back in 2017. And that's how my YouTube channel came, because I love to talk about the markets, and currently I'm day trading. And if you want to receive all the trades all automatically, and you have $10,000, then you can use our autopilot software, which connects to your broker, and then you see all the buying and selling all automatically for you. If this is something interesting for you, then check out the link in the description, and follow me also on Instagram. So yeah, so but you know, you can see here that where's NVIDIA? NVIDIA actually from the highs here today of 136.50 ish is selling off to 135 ish, so $1 less. A little bit of bouncing back here, but in general, I'm not the big happy trader chart guy, so I cannot talk too much into. I'm more of the news guy and reacting on news and looking into stock market premiums, right? So this is more the style. There's a previous video, you can check how I look and what I look for. So yeah, so I think tomorrow, unfortunately, we will have two options. Okay, so either the earnings are tremendously by TSM, and they say, like, you know, we cannot produce more, it's insane, and so on. And then I see NVIDIA actually, you know, going, you know, to 140s and up, because this is where we, you know, where about, I think here we touched 140s in June. And this seems to be like now the barrier, and once we break through, we go to all-time highs, because the CEO is saying the demand is insane. If their supplier, this is something like Apple and Foxconn, if Foxconn would say, like, you know, it's absolutely insane, then Apple would grow for iPhones, and the same is like for TSM. You know, if the you know, TSM says like it's crazy demand for NVIDIA chips, then obviously this is where the money goes. So let's just look into Krog. I love to use AI. How much percentage of revenue comes from NVIDIA? So of TSM. Let's see if we get a good answer. Okay, so you see 11% of Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing is NVIDIA. Okay, so it's not that big, but it's also not that small either. What are the other big clients? I think Apple, I think Intel is building also a lot of chips with TSM. So let's see. Okay, so Apple by far is the biggest one. Then AMD, obviously, Qualcomm, MediaTek, Broadcom, right? Intel, yeah, as I thought. Yeah, but you see, like Apple, AMD, you know, Qualcomm, AMD, Qualcomm, Broadcom, you know, all of those AI-ish names are there in the client base. And, you know, if TSM says, you know, the most important part tomorrow is not the numbers itself, okay? They can be good, and most probably they will be as expected or better. The more important part, what comes into the future, right? So if they say, hey, you know, our sales will be double in the next couple of years, then everything will be fly tomorrow, okay? Then we can see even NVIDIA going 5% up. If they come out and say, like, you know, the party comes a little bit to a still, right? And they say, like, you know, actually our sales will be crazy down, like 50%, like same like what ASML did with the equipment that is needed to produce those chips, then obviously we can see a -5% or -7% down day for NVIDIA. Even more importantly, NVIDIA is so much charged through all the rally that those, you know, swings in either direction will be absolutely insane, right? So this is what I'm fearing. I feel there's more potential for the downside. But I will trade either way. We will trade either way in our group. We always wait for the news and then we trade, which is, you know, much more smarter thing to do. But yeah, you make a lot of money in this market if you just know how to do that. So I'm super excited, and yeah, let me know what you think. Will NVIDIA go up or down? I'm super interested in all the comments that you post below. If you want to know anything about trading or investing, let me know. I'm talking about the stock market the whole day, so I'm super happy to discuss it with you in the comments. Check out the link in the description as well. And yeah, that's it. The only thing that I'm concerned about with ASML is actually that I don't know how it works, but if you are selling equipment, right? I mean, you buy it once, and at some point you just don't, you have enough equipment to produce a lot of chips, right? So maybe you say, okay, this is actually enough to produce, this amount of chips. And it takes like around 9 months to get the machine from ordering to delivery. That would be maybe an interesting question for Croc, right? So what is the upgrade cycle for ASML chip manufacturing machines? So let's see if we get like an interesting okay, so once the life expectancy of a product is, at least like 10 years, right? So yeah, so as you can see, there's like a typical 2 or 5 year cycle, right? So every 5 years a customer need to upgrade to a new machine, and that's why it can be quite cyclical, right? So especially they buy the newest machine, they create the infrastructure to build the machines and the chips, and then they are waiting 2 years until new clients, and then you have new clients always coming up with new machines, but then the existing clients are actually saying, we have the machines that work pretty well for our demand. So, interesting. Let's see what's there tomorrow. You have been warned. There's another way to play it. I shared in my group as well. Actually, I let me show it to you for those freaks out there that are still there. So here you can see I did like a NVDA strangle. Actually, it's a straddle. Yeah, it depends, right? Straddle. So if you would buy both sides, right? Here's like the expected move for NVIDIA, right? And here the up move, down move, the strike 133, premium 2, put 2, right? Those are the premiums. Then this is the value, what the option will be valued if we have this move. Obviously the calls will be valued 0, and the puts will be valued much more than we bought. So you have the net, and then you see actually the net is the profit, right? So we bought it for 2, it's worth 4, right? So we have a $2 profit for this option, right? So, and then as you can see, the break even, if you buy at I calculated this when NVIDIA was at 133. So you actually see that if you're going to the overall situation and look into the calls and puts, you would pay $2 for it, and they would be worth $4, right? So you make like a $2 profit if you buy, worth of, I don't know, $10,000, then, you double your money essentially. But you buy both sides, right? That's the idea behind it. So if you make 100% on the one and 0% or minus 100% on this other side, then it's a break-even trade. But once NVIDIA moves tomorrow 5%, then you can see that the calls would made 233%. So more, you would have 133% profit. So this is how you should look into premiums of options. In addition to that comes a little bit value of the time that it's still till expiry. but this is how you look into the overall trading opportunities out there. And I think NVIDIA will be an interesting one. So let's see tomorrow, and have a nice day.